Buckle the seatbelts. Get ready. Guys, this is Howard Riell. Real truth, not a moment to waste. Let's go. Item to Observer.com. A piece by Ken Silverstein. The headline, "This election has disgraced the entire profession of journalism." As someone who has been practicing the profession of journalism for 37 years, God help me, this is an important topic, and I want to tell you why. Here's Ken Silverstein. Quote, "We still don't know the outcome of the 2016 election in which our, quote, democratic process has produced two candidates widely despised by the American people, but we do know the race's biggest loser, reporters and the profession of journalism, which has been reduced to surrogacy largely on behalf of Hillary Clinton. Before going further, let me state my own politics are on the left, but I won't be voting in this election, blah, 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 blah. Several studies rank electoral integrity in the United States as the worst among Western democracies, for example, the one discussed here. And this year's campaign has made the United States an international embarrassment. I personally witnessed elections in Africa and Latin America that had more legitimacy than the charade that will culminate here next Tuesday. We have two blah, 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 blah. Then there's Hillary Clinton, who's been in public life for decades and grows more and more unpopular upon exposure, and for good reason. Whatever one thinks of the so-called Servergate scandal, blah, 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 she stonewalled and lied to the FBI during its investigation, which has now been reopened. She and her family run a foundation that aggressively solicited donations from corporations, wealthy individuals, and foreign governments that have interest before the government. In some cases, Clinton, as Secretary of State, took actions that can only be seen as quid pro quo for big donors. These facts alone should disqualify her from political life and make her the legitimate target of criminal investigations." Unquote. My friends, she is not disqualified from the race, although I think in the next 4 days she will step out. And she is not a target thus far of criminal investigation. So why? Well, let me save you the trouble of reading Silverstein's piece. Because the media in America is mostly, not completely, but mostly dead. It's in the tank, it's bought, it's paid for, it's biased, it's propagandist, it's PR flack shills for Hillary. And as a 37-year journalist, I am grief-stricken. I'm being very serious. Used to be some integrity in being major. If you worked for the New York Times, man, you were respected. Washington Post, one of the major networks on TV, man, you were the top of your profession. Now it means basically you're a whore with no credibility, no respect, no objectivity. You're a joke. You're a buffoon. You're a punchline. Going out there and defending the most corrupt, inept candidate in recent memory. So someone light a memorial candle for objective journalism, except here on Riell Truth. That's what we specialize in. We'll take a break and we'll be back.
Most people think they can't afford to invest in gold and silver. But at the Patriot Trading Group, we believe that everyone should have the opportunity to own hard assets. That's why we created our Preferred Metals program. You can get started for as little as $100 a month. Go to allamericangold.com and click on our Preferred Metals icon to learn how you can get started today. Or call us at 800-951-0592. The Patriot Trading Group, allamericangold.com. Hello, this is Ron Douglas. I'm founder of the Self-Reliance Expo, and we're having our 6th annual Self-Reliance Expo at the National Western Complex November 4th and 5th. That's a Friday and a Saturday. Tickets are only $10 or $15 for a weekend pass, and kids are always free because we like to have it as family-friendly as possible. You can buy tickets online at selfrelianceexpo.com. We have everything from food storage, water purification systems, solar power, first aid, training, self-defense, you name it, we have it. We have four-wheel drives coming out. We got campers coming out. We have 511 will be there. Every gun safe manufacturer you can think of will be there. And I'd also like to thank our sponsors because Survival Frog will be giving away 100 survival kits to the first 100 people that show up, as well as Berkey Water Filters is giving away 100 Sport Berkey water bottles to the first 100 people that show up November 4th and 5th at the National Western Complex Self-Reliance Expo. Thank you.
Got a lot for you today, guys. It's a sprint to the finish line. And make no mistake about it, we are in a race. We're in a race to save this country. Howard Riell, Riell Truth. Let's not waste a moment of our on-air time. Here is from last night, Sean Hannity with Newt Gingrich. Let's go.
Hannity, and tonight Donald Trump is pounding the campaign trail, ramping up his rhetoric against...
You know what? My mistake. That is not from last night, so we're going to cancel it. Instead, we're going to go to something that just ended about 15 minutes ago. Donald Trump speaking in Concord, North Carolina. Here's what he had to say.
In 5 days, we are going to win the great state of Florida, and we are going to win back the White House. Just out a few minutes ago, the new Rasmussen poll has up 3 up right now, 3 up nationwide. We're leading in Florida. We're leading in Ohio. We're leading in Iowa. I think we're leading in North Carolina, which is big. Doing well in Pennsylvania right there. But we are leading all over. I'll tell you what, we are going to have something that's going to be very special. Get out there on Tuesday. Don't fail. Who has already voted, by the way? That's pretty good. It's about 82%. Got to vote. We're on the cusp of something that's so amazing. It's historic change. A transfer of power from a failed political establishment. We're going to return that power to you, the American people. There is more breaking news that I'd like to share with you right now. It was reported last night that the FBI is conducting a criminal investigation into Hillary Clinton's pay-for-play corruption during her tenure as Secretary of State. In other words, the FBI is investigating how Hillary Clinton put the office of Secretary of State up for sale in violation of federal law. The investigation is described as a high priority. It's far-reaching and has been going on for more than 1 year. It was reported that an avalanche of information is coming in. The FBI agents say their investigation is likely to yield an indictment.
I love it when they chant "lock her up."
But just remember, the system is rigged. Just remember that. And reports also show the political leadership at the Department of Justice is trying to protect Hillary Clinton and is interfering with the FBI's criminal investigation. By comparison, 4-star general, just last week, James Cartwright, highly respected, is in very serious trouble for doing a tiny fraction of what Clinton did. May go to jail for up to 5 years. Think of it. General Cartwright, last week, 4-star general, respected by everybody, a tiny, tiny fraction may go to jail for now 5 years. And General Petraeus' life and reputation has been destroyed for doing nothing by comparison to what Hillary Clinton did. She shouldn't even be allowed to run for the office of president. She shouldn't be allowed. And that is where the system is rigged. She shouldn't be allowed. It was also reported that the laptops of Clinton's top aides, which had been slated for destruction, were not in fact destroyed. Good job by the FBI. And that the FBI has been successfully using them to gather information for their criminal investigation. Further, they have found new emails as part of the 650,000 emails just recently found. Can you imagine 650,000? What do these people do? No wonder nothing gets done in government. 650,000. I guess you'll say those 650. Remember the 33? Well, the 650,000 also the wedding and some yoga, right? Finally, it is believed that no less than 5 foreign intelligence agencies successfully hacked into Clinton's illegal and secure server, which contained classified information, creating an ongoing security threat to the United States.
All right, guys, I'm going to stop it right there because we're coming up on a commercial. Let me squeeze in some news. Item from Fox: the FBI's investigation into the Clinton Foundation that's been going on for more than a year has now taken a, quote, very high priority. Separate sources with intimate knowledge of the probe tell Fox News. FBI agents have interviewed and re-interviewed multiple people on the Foundation case, which is looking into possible pay-for-play interaction between then-Secretary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation. The FBI's white-collar crime division is handling the investigation. Even before the WikiLeaks dumps of alleged emails leaked to the Clinton campaign, FBI agents had collected a great deal of evidence, law enforcement sources told Fox. There is an avalanche of new information coming in every day, one source told Fox News. Stop. Question. If there is an avalanche every single day, that's a lot of material, right? Why haven't they investigated it until now? What has law enforcement been doing with its head up its ass until now? Why haven't they looked into this until now? You talk about a rigged system? There it is. Law enforcement will investigate the Clinton Foundation once its feet are to the fire, are to the flames. Once the media spotlight is on it, but not before. That's the corruption. We'll be back.
I'm here with the DuPont Pioneer team. So tell us, what are you bringing to the table to help producers manage feed costs?
Feed management is always on a producer's mind.
It sure is. So we take a whole operation approach to help them maximize feed value.
By combining the right products with our expertise and services, we can help producers improve profitability.
It's big picture thinking for big time production. So work with your DuPont Pioneer team to get the most out of every bite. Pioneer, with you from the word go.
The Patriot Trading Group is a different kind of gold and silver company, cleaning up the industry for 21 years. Are you tired of the high-pressure sales tactics, the constant phone calls? Are you done with the bait and switch? You just want to be treated fairly with honesty and respect? That's exactly what you get when you call 800-951-0592. You have my word on it. I'm Joe Kickwin, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group. Check us out online at allamericangold.com.
Do you have any health challenges that concern you? If you said yes, you are ready to evolve yourself. Call today and qualify for a free pain treatment. 970-667-4669.
I'm Dr. Stanowski, chiropractor, radio host, author of Evology, a new healthcare paradigm for the 21st century. My all-natural approach is affordable and can show improvement in as little as one visit. Truth be told, holistic health starts with a healthy life plan, and those who execute that plan over a consistent course catch up, heal, and thrive. I guarantee. If your health is fading and on prescription drugs, if you want your energy back, deeper sleep, pain-free, or refocus an unresolved personal injury case, call me and let's get you in the best shape of your life. Schedule a visit with me, Dr. Z.
We are located at the Overland Trail Shop in LaPorte. Call 970-667-4669. EVOLyourself.com.
guys, welcome back to Riell Truth. Howard Riell behind the microphone. The hits just keep on coming. WikiLeaks drops another bombshell on the Clinton campaign. Here it is just today from InfoWars. Listen up.
We have confirmation that it was U.S. intel ops on the ground in Washington, D.C., and not those bad old Russians that Hillary Clinton keeps trying to blame very unsuccessfully that actually hacked into her emails, the Clinton campaign emails. It wasn't Russia. Now, this coming from numerous sources, from the Podesta hack, which then led to them getting into the hands of Julian Assange. We have an article. It's been confirmed. The U.S. intel operatives leaked this. Actually came from on the ground in Washington. Numerous sources have told us to Alex they didn't want to be named on camera, but the motivation for doing this, of course, is an attempt to save America from a Clinton presidency, because they know that Clinton, she's very rampantly corrupt, very dangerous, and they were concerned with how she mishandled the classified information as far back as 2009, when officials from the National Archives became aware of the violation of the record-keeping procedures that the Department of State, Hillary Clinton, was presiding over. They decided to take action. Now, she's repeatedly insinuated that Russian agents were responsible for the release of these emails. Of course, we know that simply isn't true. She even had the audacity to threaten military action against Russia because they had hacked into her server, her homebrew server that was set up in her little closet. Turns out it was all bull. None of it was true. It was a smokescreen. And they were trying to blame the Russians, of course. Now, this was backed up by a British ambassador, Craig Murray, who traveled to Washington for a dinner. He was able to confirm sources on the ground directly that back up everything that we're saying, that it was, in fact, insiders on the ground in Washington and not Russia. Now, former Deputy Secretary of State Steve Pachinik talked to Alex Jones, breaking a record silence about the coup that is underway in Hillary's camp.
We had a civil coup that was initiated by Hillary and her cohorts based on corruption and political cronyism. We had a counter coup, which was initiated several days ago by some of the people in 16 different organizations that you mentioned. However, there's been more and more information coming out, and now we are concerned that two people are specifically targeted by our intelligence system. One is Huma Abedin. The issue of Huma Abedin and her connections to Saudi Arabia and the Salafists, and particularly with those Salafists or Imam who funded Al-Qaeda and subsequently, presumably, Osama bin Laden, she is a very concerned target for us. And the reason for that is, the question is, she was born here in the United States, left after 2 years. How did she come back in 1996, get to the top of the ladder, political ladder, and become an assistant to Hillary Clinton, when in fact her connections, including her mother, her brother, and others, are very much tied in with the Wahhabis, Saudi Arabia, and the government? The answer from my perspective, and possibly from those who I work with, is that she's very much of an agent of influence, and both an operative and infiltrator on behalf of the Saudi Arabia.
And that's why she had the 650,000 emails reportedly under the name Insurance on Hillary, gathering data.
And the question is, who gave her the top secret clearance that she had received after having been here only 2 years after 1996? Who, in fact, in our three-letter agency, worked in Saudi Arabia? There's only one agency. It's either Catholics in Action or the CIA, John Brennan, who has been very close to the Saudi Arabians, and also the Israelis. Now, why do I talk about both these issues? The ultimate distraction in this whole storyline with Huma Abedin and Anthony Weiner has been to...
Echoing this, it's almost hilarious. They're not even concerned with the fact that Hillary is an ardent criminal, that's an ineffectual leader, and everything that she touches turns to crap. you know, that's of no mind that she actually engaged in criminal activity. No, what they care about is the outcome of the election, win at all cost. And specifically, you know, the FBI, in relation to the bombshell that they're reopening this case, the subject of mainstream media largely focused negatively on Comey and not Clinton. The fact that she'd sent this classified information from her homebrew server. One study, it was done by an organization called Media Research Center, and they looked at news coverage from a Friday to a Monday, and consistently reports from ABC, NBC, CBS, they were overwhelmingly negative towards Comey, and only 31% of the time, roughly 1 in 3 times, did they actually call out Clinton for her illegal activity. Now, the most pertinent part of this, the most important part of this information, the Washington Post editorial board, it said, and I'm directly quoting here, "No one should be happy that the outcome of the U.S. presidential election could be affected, if not determined, by a cryptic letter from the FBI director released 11 days before the vote. But that is our unfortunate situation." Well, guess what? You very inept, defunct media. It's not your situation. It's a situation regarding the American people, and everyone has a right to know exactly what was sent, exactly what she did, regardless of the outcome of the election. Now, speaking of the defunct media, we cover the New York Times frequently here on InfoWars, and astonishingly, there's a report that says that 95.7% they fell in quarterly profits, which is remarkable. Now,
my friends, you were listening yesterday, right? You heard me report this. That puts me about 24 hours ahead of InfoWars. Not bad, considering I do this for free.
This quarter, their shares were only 6 cents a share. They can't give it away. But specifically, their net profit attributable to the newspaper publisher, it fell to $406,000, are just breaking even per share in their third quarter. Now, to read that direct little tidbit of information, you would think that they were on the verge of collapse. Well, according to Mark Thompson, who heads up the New York Times, he's pretty much saying that things couldn't be better. This is what he had to say. He said the quarter proved yet again that the New York Times is a very compelling digital revenue story to tell. We saw exceptional gains in our digital consumer business, more than twice as many as the same quarter last year, and far more than any other quarter since the model launched in 2011. So just the fact that that statement is pretty out of touch, if you really think about it. He's saying, look, our digital gains are great. Well, guess what? Your shares are worth pennies on the dollar, and you basically can't even give it away. And maybe that's because you don't really cover issues that people care about. And specifically, we are in a war. We're not where Western Europe is. We're not there yet. But with the Clinton presidency, we very well could be. There is a war going on right now on the streets of Paris. And armed migrants are seen fighting each other in the streets. We've seen this since the closing of the Calais jungle. They've moved to the north of Paris.
My friends, you should see this video. It's horrifying. Look for it on YouTube.
Here are French officials on the ground. They are so out of touch. They actually deny that people from the Calais jungle have migrated, despite the fact that cameras are on the ground, and they're interviewing migrants that actually can speak English, and they're saying, look, we came from Calais. We got a bus ticket or a train ticket, and many of the times, if they can't afford a ticket, they just get on the train anyway. And we've seen what they're doing. Now, that specifically was in the northern part of Paris. It was around the Stalingrad metro, and it was turned into a refugee battleground. What we see are these rival gangs of migrants, and they set upon each other with violence, so with billy clubs, riding in the streets. Meanwhile, pedestrians are simply walking past, victimized by what they're seeing, powerless, helpless to do anything about it. This is falling on Hollande's doorstep, and yet he's denying that they have a problem. This situation makes Merkel's immigration policy actually look somewhat organized, which is...
All right, my friends, let me interrupt here. France is burning and it's dying. I couldn't care less. Germany is burning and it's dying. I couldn't care less. I care about America. We have not yet reach that point, and if Trump becomes president, we won't reach that point. If Hillary Clinton becomes president, that disgusting mob scene, that riot, and I invite you to go online, go to InfoWars, go to YouTube and look for it. It's an all-out war with hundreds of people on the streets of Paris. That will be coming here. Now, if you or your children or your parents happen to be walking down the street when that happens, they'll probably be attacked. Your shops will be destroyed, cars destroyed. The police, well, forget it. The police in no cities are set up to handle hundreds of people with crowbars, baseball bats, other weapons. They will become no-go zones in your city. Hillary Clinton wants to do away with our borders. That's what we're going to get. It's coming here already. We're beginning to smell it here. We need to nip it in the bud. We need to stop it. We need to slam the border shut. We need to send the Syrian immigrants back. And we need to be governed by someone with common sense. Look at the leaders. Look at the elites in France, Germany, other countries in Europe. These are highly educated, multi-millionaires, the elite. And look how stupid they are. Look at the plague that they brought upon themselves. Let's be smarter than that. Back to InfoWars.
Which is a really tough thing to say because, wow, but they have a serious problem. Meanwhile, the media and officials, the globalists in charge, no problem, nothing to see here. But normal people with half a brain can actually see that there is a problem. And Putin even remarked on the situation. He warns the European countries that they have absolutely no future if they don't get a handle on the migrant crisis and establish some law and order.
Now, question, my friends, why don't we see riots like this happening in Russia? And why don't we see riots like this happening in China? It's a good question, right? Well, you know, by now, if I'm asking you a question, I've got the answer. Because if these people started rioting in the streets of Russia, they'd be killed. When the Uyghurs, who are Muslims, began rioting in China, they were killed. Listen closely. Russia, China, silence. No riots in the streets. No jihad going on. But in liberal Europe, they've got horror in the streets of their cities. So the question is, are we as smart as Russia and China? Or are we as stupid as France and Germany? Well, that's what the election's all about, my friends. We get to choose. Stupidity or intelligence, it's just that stark a decision. I invite you to go to InfoWars and watch this and many other videos. They're all great. Item. From the Daily Caller, Justice Department official told FBI agents investigating the Clinton Foundation to stand down. Even though two confidential informants had provided information the agents believed were worth pursuing, the Wall Street Journal reported on Wednesday. Fox News is also reporting the investigation of the Clinton family charity is now a very high priority at the FBI. Stop! The Justice Department told the FBI, stand down! The FBI is sniffing around the Clinton Foundation, corruption, bribes, what have you, and Loretta Lynch, who works for Barack Obama, said, stop! We don't want to find any crime. We don't want to check into the dark corners. Just leave it alone. Well, Loretta, it's almost time for you to drag your sorry ass out of your office in the Justice Department. You're a pathetic political whore, like your boss, Obama. You will both leave Washington in utter disgrace because you've been traitors against the American people. You've been accomplices to disgusting, sleazy politicians. And you've turned our Justice Department into a joke. Item from the Daily Caller. A senior advisor to Democrat nominee Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign told top aides there were definitely emails not being released as part of the 55,000 pages initially handed over to the Department of State. If there is a release of the 55,000, are there others that are not being released? Clinton advisor Jim Margolis wrote to top aides on March 4th, 2015 To which Clinton's chief strategist, Joe Benenson, replied, quote, definitely, unquote. My friends, we got to drain the swamp on November 8th. We'll be back.
Hello, this is Ron Douglas. I'm founder of the Self-Reliance Expo, and we're having our 6th annual Self-Reliance Expo at the National Western Complex November 4th and 5th. That's a Friday and a Saturday. Tickets are only $10 or $15 for a weekend pass, and kids are always free because we like to have this as family-friendly as possible. You can buy tickets online at selfrelianceexpo.com. We have everything from food storage, water purification systems, solar power, first aid, training, self-defense, you name it, we have it. We have four-wheel drives coming out. We got campers coming out. We have 511 will be there. Every gun safe manufacturer you can think of will be there. And I'd also like to thank our sponsors because Survival Frog will be giving away 100 survival kits to the first 100 people that show up, as well as Berkey Water Filters is giving away 100 sport Berkey water bottles to the first 100 people that show up November 4th and 5th at the National Western Complex Self-Reliance Expo. Thank you.
Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits, whether they are of God, because many false prophets have gone into the world. By this you will know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is of God, and every spirit that does not confess that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of Antichrist, which you have already heard was coming and is now already in the world. 1 John 4:1.
Higher rates, lower rates, negative rates, bail-ins, bail-outs, and so much more. You know why you need to own gold and silver. At the Patriot Trading Group, we're a different kind of company. We have no commission salespeople, no boiler room sales calls, no high-price spokesmen. We believe in treating you with honesty and respect and delivering you the best products at the best price. Buying or selling, call us at 800-951-0592 or go to our website at allamericangold.com. If catastrophe struck, would your family be prepared? Are you confident you wouldn't react in a panic? Is there one place to get all of your emergency supplies? Ferris Survival encourages you to have confidence through preparation, not panic through crisis. Ferris Survival, located at 3366 South Broadway, is a professional, reputable, full-service business providing quality, realistic preparedness supplies at an affordable price. Go online, stop by, or call 303-781-0343. Ferris Survival. Piccolo's restaurant in Denver reminds us that over 750,000 children were reported missing last year. Over 58,000 of these were abducted by non-family members. Keep an eye out for youngsters at play, and if you see anything suspicious, contact the authorities immediately. This message from Piccolo's restaurant in Denver is not only the best Italian and Mexican cuisine, it's the people who care. Give them a call at 303-757-5166. 303-757-5166. Piccolo.
All right, guys, we're back with Riell Truth. Howard Riell. Listen, I know for those folks watching on video, I know that you're having an awful lot of trouble hearing the videos I'm playing. I got to play them for my radio audience. Once the election is over, I will go back to what I used to do, which is mostly talking, mostly giving news with just a few minutes of video. So bear with me. I understand. I feel your pain. That said, I'm going to throw it back to Donald Trump just a couple of hours ago, speaking from Concord, North Carolina. Here he is.
Think of what happened to so many people for doing so little by comparison. Think of it. Hillary Clinton has engaged in a massive, far-reaching criminal conduct and equally far-reaching cover-up. She created an illegal email server to shield and guard her activity. So simple. So simple. Should have happened a long time ago, folks. Now we're going through phase 2, which sounds like it's even worse than phase 1. Should have happened in phase 1. But she was protected by the Department of Justice. She illegally transmitted confidential information and then lied about it to Congress. She illegally destroyed federal records, including 33,000 emails, after receiving a congressional subpoena. And she made 13 phones disappear, some with a hammer. Who in this room has gotten rid of a phone and then smashed the hell out of it with a hammer? Anybody? Raise your hand, please. Raise your hand. I see one hand over there. I see a hand there. What business are you in? I want to know. No, I don't want to know. I don't want to meet her. She engaged in corrupt pay-for-play at the State Department for personal enrichment. She lied to the FBI, and she lied to the American people many, many times. Remember, she lied 39 times. I don't recall. Well, those are all lies, because she recalled every one of them. These are sad events for our country. A high-ranking government official has been caught selling her public office, threatening national security, and engaging in a massive criminal cover-up. If she were to win, it would create unprecedented constitutional crisis. Here we go again with Clinton. You remember the impeachment and the problems. She is likely to be under investigation for many, many years. Also likely to conclude in a criminal trial. This is not what we need in this country, folks. We need somebody that's going to go to work, to bring our jobs back, to take care of our military, to strengthen up our borders. This is not what we need. It's going to be a mess, and they say it. They say it. This is going to be a mess for many years to come before they figure it all out. We don't need that. We need a president that's going to go in and do the job. And I just left, by the way, Miami. And in leaving, I see Air Force One. So I said to myself, I wonder who that could be. And it's our president. And he's down here campaigning for crooked Hillary. Now, why isn't he back in the office? Sometimes referred to as the Oval Office. Why isn't he back in the White House bringing our jobs back and helping our veterans? Right? Why? Why isn't he back working? He's campaigning every day. And I actually think, considering that she is under criminal investigation, I think he's actually got a conflict. And one of the things that taught us, WikiLeaks, he knew she had a lot of wrong things going on. You know that. That also came out. Obama knew what was going on, by the way, just in case you didn't know. He knew. This guy ought to be back in the office. We don't win anymore as our country. We don't win with our military. We don't win on trade. This guy ought to get back to the office and stop campaigning. If we win on November 8th, we will once again have a government of, by, and for the people. Real change begins with immediately repealing and replacing Obamacare. It's just been announced that the residents of Florida are going to experience a massive double-digit premium hike. Who's got their number yet? Does anybody know? Should I tell you? Do you want me to depress everybody? You just put your head down, start crying, and leave. I won't tell you. I don't want to tell you. You know why? Because if I do, you'll be so depressed. I don't like people leaving a speech early, crying. You're not going to like it, folks. In the great state of Arizona, though, as an example, premiums are going up more than 116%. And it doesn't work. Obamacare doesn't work. I'm repealing it. We're going to replace it with something so much better and so much cheaper.
Hillary, on the other hand, wants to not only keep Obamacare, she wants to enlarge it. Smart, right? Item. From Breitbart, if Hillary Clinton's expansionist immigration policies were put into effect, the U.S. Muslim population could exceed France's current Muslim population by the end of President Clinton's second term, according to data from the Pew Research and Department of Homeland Security. The Muslim population of France is reportedly 4.7 million, and the current U.S. Muslim population is roughly 3.3 million, according to estimates from the Pew Research Center. Based on the most recent DHS data available, the U.S. permanently resettled roughly 149,000 migrants from predominantly Muslim countries on green cards in 2014. Yet Clinton has indicated if she were elected president, she would expand Muslim migration by admitting an additional 65,000 Syrian refugees during the course of a single fiscal year. Clinton has no indication that she would has made no indication she would limit her proposed Syrian refugee program to just 1 year. Adding Clinton's 65,000 Syrian refugees to the approximately 149,000 Muslim migrants the U.S. resettled on green cards in the course of a single year means Clinton would permanently resettle roughly 214,000 Muslim migrants in her first year as president. If Clinton were to continue her Syrian refugee program throughout her presidency, she could potentially resettle 1.7 million Muslim migrants during her 2 terms, unquote. My friends, we need Muslim migrants in this country like we need rat poison injected into our veins. In fact, rat poison in the veins will probably kill you in a couple of minutes. That would be more merciful than subjecting the American people to this ongoing jihad for the next 2 or 3 generations at least. We'll take a break. Real Truth continues.
The Lord brings the counsel of the nations to nothing. He makes the plans of the people of no effect. The counsel of the Lord stands forever, the plans of his heart to all generations. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, the people he has chosen.
All right, guys, I'm looking at Drudge Report. You know, it's hard for me. Here's this guy, Pharrell Williams. I have no idea who this jerk is. And his message to America is simple. Okay, music producer and singer Pharrell Williams bashed Donald Trump at an industry conference on Tuesday. He says, yeah, Hillary's dishonest, but so are all of you. Smart, right? You know how smart you have to be a music producer and singer? You don't. And clearly, he isn't. His message is, Hillary's dishonest, but so what? Well, Pharrell, you're a schmuck. And hopefully there aren't that many people like you who are as stupid as you, who are willing to vote for a corrupt criminal. By the way, I was just talking to a friend of mine. I mentioned this on the show yesterday. He's voting for Hillary, and I said, you can't possibly vote for her because she's corrupt. She's a criminal. You can't vote for a criminal. Now, like a typical Hillary supporter, he just looked at me. Nothing to say, no thoughts, no counter-argument, no brain activity. I know, but I'm voting for Hillary. Why are you voting for Hillary? I'm voting for Hillary. No brain activity. And that's what Hillary's counting on. But if you're listening to my show or watching me on video, I'm guessing that you do have brain activity. All right. Use it. Let's go back on the air. Back with more Real Truth, my friends. You know I am nothing if not magnanimous, and I am going to give the next segment of my show back to Donald Trump and to you because you want to hear what he has to say. Here we go.
He's going to double up. Over 90% of the counties in Florida are losing Obamacare insurers next year. Think of it. Good luck in that negotiation. In Minnesota, where the premium increase will be close to 60%, the Democratic governor said the Affordable Care Act is no longer affordable. Oh, did he take heat? Him and Bill Clinton. Did Bill Clinton take heat? He said it's crazy, Obamacare. He said it's crazy. They lied to us. The president lied to us 28 times. He said you can keep your doctor, you can keep your plan. Remember, kept lying and lying and lying. Premiums are surging, companies are leaving, insurers are fleeing, doctors are leaving, and deductibles are through the roof, sometimes $15,000. In other words, you have to spend $15,000 before you start using it. Obamacare is a total catastrophe. Yet Hillary Clinton wants to double down on Obamacare. She doesn't want to terminate it. She doesn't want to get rid of it. She wants to double down, making it much more expensive than it is right now. And it's right now ridiculous. It's your number one cost right now, bigger than your mortgage. It's bigger than your rent. First time that's ever happened. I'm asking for your vote so we can replace Obamacare and save health care for every family in Florida and our country. So important. Real change also means restoring honesty to government. Hillary was given the debate questions in advance by Donna Brazile. By the way, can you imagine if those questions, because the dishonest media, among the world's most dishonest people, by the way, it's not even a big story. Mainstream media hardly covers it. They hardly talk. Think about it. She got the debate questions against Bernie Sanders, probably got the ones against me too, but we won that debate very easily, those debates. We won those debates. I don't care if she got them, except that it shows how dishonest. But think of this. Supposing I got the debate questions, it would be front page of the Washington Post. It would be front page of the New York Times. He must immediately withdraw from the race. What he did is disgraceful. And I'll tell you what, they don't even write about it. So Donna Brazile was fired from CNN. That's good. But why wasn't she fired from the DNC? Because what she did was totally dishonest. Did you see her on television the other night? She couldn't answer, well, where did you get him? Where did you get him? Where did you get him? She's gone. That's the questioner was asking them. Where did you get those questions? Where did you get them? Well, I got them, I got them. I don't know where I got them. I tell you what, she should be fired. She should be fired. But much more importantly, Hillary Clinton should be fired. Hillary Clinton.
Because Hillary took them.
Because Donna Brazile couldn't answer the questions. She looked like a fool on television. But she couldn't answer the questions. But you know what was worse? She took the questions and gave them to Crooked Hillary. And that's cheating. And Crooked Hillary, instead of saying, I'm sorry, I can't accept them, we have to report this incident, she took the questions, went in, and had good answers for Bernie. At some point, doesn't Bernie Sanders get tired of it? They're calling him all these names. They're cheating on him. Doesn't he tell his supporters to go vote for Trump at some point? Right? And I haven't seen one story where Hillary Clinton, they blamed Donna Brazile a little bit, very little. But seriously, can you imagine if it was me that got those questions? You know,
That's true, my friends. I haven't either seen a single story about Hillary taking those answers, accepting those answers. What about that? Talk about the death of journalism in America. Good Lord. Back to Trump.
what I've been saying. They would reinstitute the electric chair, right? Front page news. Front page news. She's a very dishonest person, probably the most dishonest person ever to run for the office of president. I believe that. The Clintons are the sordid past, and someday they'll start writing about these dishonest people back there. Someday They will ask the question, and they will do a front page headline, why didn't Hillary Clinton report that she got the confidential guarded questions to a debate? And someday these dishonest people are going to write a story about it in mainstream media.
Well, my friends, the mainstream media will not report that. Here I am, your humble host on Riell Truth, reporting it. So where are all the offers for big fat contracts from mainstream media for an honest reporter? Yeah, don't hold your breath.
Bright future. My contract with the American voter begins with a plan to end government corruption. We understand it.
Got to drain the swamp.
I want the entire corrupt Washington establishment to hear and heed the words we all have to say. We, all of us. It's a lot of us. There's a lot of us. This is a movement. They've never seen this before in this country. That's why we don't want to blow it now, because you're allowed to vote early. But we don't want to blow it on November 8th. Because this is a movement like they've never seen before, all of them. Even the ones that dislike me, of which there are quite a few of those people. But all of them. This is a movement like they've never seen in the country.
All right, my friends, we're going to hold on to the video because we got a break coming up. He's about to get the entire audience chanting, "Drain that swamp." Item from the Political Insider. Insiders claim new facts have been found on Anthony Weiner's laptop which show exactly what Clinton's relationship is with billionaire pedophile Jeffrey Epstein, a registered sex offender. Clinton visited Epstein's private island multiple times and frequently ditched Secret Service protection to do so. Clinton took at least 26 confirmed flights on Epstein's private jet known as the Lolita Express. This could be the bombshell that changes the direction of the 2016 presidential election. My friends, it's already been changed. Trump is surging. Hillary is about to drop out. History is being made. We'll be right back. Go nowhere.
Higher rates, lower rates, negative rates, bail-ins, bailouts, and so much more. You know why you need to own gold and silver. At the Patriot Trading Group, we're a different kind of company. We have no commission salespeople, no boiler room sales calls, no high-price spokesmen. We believe in treating you with honesty and respect and delivering you the best products at the best price. Buying or selling, call us at 800-951-0592 or go to our website at allamericangold.com.
I'm here with the DuPont Pioneer team. So tell us, what are you bringing to the table to help producers manage feed costs?
Feed management is always on a producer's mind.
It sure is. So we take a whole operation approach to help them maximize feed value.
By combining the right products with our expertise and services, we can help producers improve profitability.
It's big picture thinking for big time production. So work with your DuPont Pioneer team to get the most out of every bite. Pioneer, with you from the word go.
Hello, this is Ron Douglas. I'm founder of the Self-Reliance Expo, and we're having our 6th annual Self-Reliance Expo at the National Western Complex November 4th and 5th. That's a Friday and a Saturday. Tickets are only $10 or $15 for a weekend pass, and kids are always free because we like to have this as family-friendly as possible. You can buy tickets online at selfrelianceexpo.com. We have everything from food storage, water purification systems, solar power, first aid, training, self-defense, you name it, we have it. We have four-wheel drives coming out. We got campers coming out. We have 511 will be there. Every gun safe.
Guys, I got 4 minutes left. I'm going to go back on the radio. I'm going to finish up. And then I'll post this video. You're already watching it, so I've already posted it in some bizarre future dimension. I have no idea how it works. But I'm glad you're watching this video. Like I said, after the election, the videos will have much less audio that you can't hear, and more of my voice, which you can hear, which is good and a bad thing, I suppose. Here we go. Item from RasmussenReports.com. Republican Donald Trump has a 3-point lead in Rasmussen Reports White House Watch survey. Among voters who are certain how they will vote, Trump now has over 50% support. Now, my friends, that's an important statistic. Here's why. If you've reached November 3rd and you still don't know who you want to vote for, well, I wouldn't be surprised if you were in treatment, some kind of psychiatric treatment. You can't be even a little bit interested in what's going on in this country's leadership without knowing the stark differences between Trump and Clinton. And if you're really indecisive at this point, well, you probably like living in a different country because you're not helping America at all. By the way, Libertarian candidate Gary Johnson has 4% support. Jill Stein from the Green Party has 1%. My friends, you're wasting your time if you're going to vote for Gary Johnson or Jill Stein. First of all, they're both wingnuts. Second of all you're doing is strengthening Hillary. If you want to make America better, you want to do something positive, you want to walk out of the voting booth feeling good about yourself, vote for Donald Trump. Because then you actually will be doing something positive for yourself and for your fellow Americans. This last item I included, even though I'm talking about nothing but the election, I had to include this one. Item from Reuters. A 74-year-old man on death row for more than 3 decades for the 1982 murder of his girlfriend's husband was to be executed in Alabama on Thursday. That's today, following 3 trials and another man's confession to the crime. Stop. Think about this. 1982, he committed this crime, found guilty. 92, 2002, 2012, 2016, 34 years he's been on death row. During which time you and I have been feeding him, clothing him, housing him, air conditioning him, medical benefits, 34 years. So tell me, what does the death penalty mean? At the age of 74, he might well have died of old age by now. This is an example of inefficient, weak, impotent government. If you have a law, it's got to have teeth. Otherwise, people laugh at it. 34 years on death row. This man should have been found guilty, given an appeal, and when found guilty on appeal, murdered on one day. This is an outrage. And you should feel it as much as I do. It's a system that doesn't work. Not only is our system rigged, it doesn't work. It doesn't function. It doesn't serve us, the American people. And Hillary Clinton is promising more of the same. My friends, we won't survive more of the same. As a nation, we can't handle more of the same. We need change. We need the same wave that carried Brexit through Great Britain. We need it here. And from the looks of things, we're going to get it here. Please, God. And Hillary, I know you're a regular listener of Riell Truth. Time to drop out of the race. Go back to Chappaqua, sit in the dark room, and stay there until your heart stops. Because you are rat poison for this country. And now that you've got grandchildren, you've got to care about the future if you have a soul. Okay, on that happy note, I'm going to wish you a good weekend, my friends. Thanks for listening this week. I'll be back on Monday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay angry. Hasta luego. Hasta luego, my friends. Thanks for watching.